Please, AM 1230 KXO, El Centro, California.
I'm Steve Weisman with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Kenny Pickett era has now begun in Pittsburgh. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin confirmed Tuesday that the first-round pick will make his first career start Sunday in Buffalo. Pickett ran for 2 touchdowns in relief of Mitch Trubisky in Sunday's loss to the Jets, and Tomlin says he believes Pickett can provide a spark for them. Elsewhere, Tua Tagovailoa met with the League and Players Association Tuesday as they investigate whether proper concussion protocol was followed when the Dolphins quarterback was injured in Week 3. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones says Dak Prescott can't properly grip a football yet following thumb surgery, but he would not rule out his quarterback playing Sunday against the Rams. Prescott has been out since Week 1. In other news, the Cardinals waived former second-round pick Andy Isabella, and the Broncos signed running back Latavius Murray off the Saints practice squad. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. Love your results or your money back. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Did you hear about Taco Bell's apology? Yeah, they apologized for going too far with their breakfast. Like the naked egg taco and chicken biscuit nachos? It was too much. All you need in the morning is tasty, simple food. Like the breakfast crunch wrap. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, sausage, crispy hash browns, wrapped in a warm tortilla. Or, as some call it, a breakfast crunch thing. Grab one today, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only until 11 a.m. while supplies last. Contact local store for hours and participation which vary.
Well, happy Wednesday to you. It is the 5th day of October, 2022. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm not sure whether we're getting some of the humidity coming up from Orleans in Mexico, or it's just stabilized over the western states.
Yeah, or it's, it's hot air from Washington. I mean, it could be there, too.
Well, there's an awful lot of that blowing out of Sacramento as well.
Yes.
Do you find it, I'm not going to say disingenuous, but, 6 months ago, Sacramento said, okay, we're going to give everybody a refund on your gas money. Money you paid for gasoline that's way overpriced in California, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And, that was 6 months ago. And, the checks, they'll go out right before Election Day. So you remember me when you go to vote. Yeah. I didn't think they were that smart, that they could think that way.
Well, be careful with that word, think.
Yes. Okay. You ready for birthdays?
Yes.
Okay, actor Glynis Johns. Among so many other things, she was in Mary Poppins. She is 99. Arlene Smith of the Chantels, 81. Look in my eyes. Steve Miller Blues Band, 79. Singer Brian Johnson of AC/DC, 75. Actor Karen Allen, 71. Neil deGrasse Tyson is 64. Smart guy. Actor Daniel Baldwin is 62. Actor Guy Pearce is 55. Actor Josie Bissett, 52. Actor Scott Wanger is 47. Actor Kate Winslet, 47. Actor Jesse Eisenberg is 39. Actor Joshua Logan Moore is 28. Got local birthdays coming up.
Hello, I'm Camila Marquez. We were wondering to kibble for a dad named George Marquez. Hi, my name is Mia Marquez, and my dad is running for district attorney. He is a great dad. That's why I think he will be a great district attorney. And he protests people. Remember to vote for George Marquez this November 8. He will keep our families safe. Don't forget to vote! Vote George Marquez for district attorney.
Paid for by the committee to elect George Marquez for District Attorney 2022.
Our happy birthday wishes today to Gloria Holmes, Ann Hurt, Brady Bryant, Rosa Alanis, Ramon Reina, Melissa Bazan, Eric Cervantes, Elisa Hernandez, Veronica Zavala, Judy Morse, Monica Tavares, Mike Carson, Maricela Sandoval, Monica Sterling, and our favorite weather guesser, Jim Christopherson. Happy birthday from KXO. Okie dokie.
Right.
You know, we could ask Jim where the weather's coming from, and he'd look at you and say, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jim in a good while.
I see him every so often.
Well, I mean,
he and Francis.
Ever so often I see him out on 8th Street in front of the Lutheran Church.
Yes, he and Francis have a side job being gardeners.
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
We're going to jump in and do some weather and other stuff early. We've got a visit with Mayor Sam Couchman coming up. Let's get started with World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning. You've got a friend in the air conditioning business. Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
CBS News Brief. President Biden is on his way to Fort Myers, Florida, to see the devastation firsthand from Hurricane Ian. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
He's going to take a helicopter tour first, then he's going to meet with federal, state, and local officials, basically get a briefing about what the recovery efforts like right now, what lies in store for this area.
He'll also meet with his political rival, Governor DeSantis. Alec Baldwin has just announced he and his crew are headed back to the set of his movie Rust in New Mexico to resume filming after reaching an agreement with the family of director Helena Hutchins, who was shot to death when Baldwin's gun discharged. Deadline reports Hutchins' husband will executive produce. And OPEC and its Russian-led allies have just agreed to slash oil production by 2 million barrels a day. Moves expected to boost global energy prices even higher. It will also help Russia pay for its war in Ukraine. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Merced County officials say there's a suspect in custody in connection with the disappearance of a family of 4, including an 8-month-old. But the family's whereabouts still unknown. Sheriff Vern Warren accuses investigators are waiting to question the suspect who tried to kill himself when authorities approached.
We don't know if there's prior history with the suspect and the family. We don't know that yet, and we're hoping that when the suspect is able to talk that he does cooperate with us.
Nearly 2 weeks since a San Diego County girl left her home, the family of 15-year-old Helena Mitchum, desperate for answers. Her mother believes she was lured away by someone she met online.
I've been saying all along, my daughter has been talking to people online. She has online friends. That is her lifestyle.
The sheriff's office reporting Elena took her cell phone, laptop, and PlayStation console with her when she left. A reward to catch a possible California serial killer soaring. Police in Stockton now offering $115,000, saying the suspect appears to be on a mission. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales, for service, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Can we talk? Better yet, let me talk, you listen, and pay attention, because I'm going to tell you about the Peanut Patch in Yuma. The Peanut Patch, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. The Peanut Patch, so many great things, such a great place to visit. Well, take a trip to Yuma and visit the Peanut Patch. You're going to love their chocolates, so many of them homemade, right there at the Peanut Patch. Google the Peanut Patch, follow directions, and enjoy. What a great place to visit, the Peanut Patch. Great place to pick up gifts for your friends, too. Yeah, and they will ship almost anywhere in the universe. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. Thank you for listening. Page 1 of the local news, a service of El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, 3 locations to serve you at the Imperial Valley Mall, at El Centro Motors, and in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive.
Well, the Brawley City Council met for a regular scheduled meeting last night. Here's Sam Couchman, the mayor.
We had several public presentations. There was a public appeal for more funding for our library, and we understand those needs, and we'll be looking at that budget in the coming year. There was a proclamation in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it was presented to Arita Chen, the executive director of the Imperial Valley Cancer Support Center. And we had a proclamation in honor of Fire Prevention Week in the city of Brawley, presented by Mike York, City of Brawley Fire Chief. And then under regular business, we approved an agreement with GAFCON Incorporated for suitability and assessment review of Brawley's decommissioned water treatment plant for possible development, demolition costs, and required site improvements in an amount of $42,000. And that's to look and see and try to examine what we can do with our decommissioned water treatment plant on Western Avenue and 86. We're trying to figure out something to do with that plot of ground, which has been there a long time, and the city's had that a long time. It has never been developed, and we'd like to maybe do some type of development there. We also approved a reimbursement agreement with San Pedro Brawley LLC. For future developers of property parcels would be required to pay their fair share of the cost of off-site improvement. San Pedro Brawley LLC has acquired some of the housing lots, and they're having to do some infrastructure things that are off-site, and they would like in the future, and that's a requirement, that others that come in there and buy the lot will pay their fair share of the cost of off-site improvement. And so we did that. We approved an Amendment 1 for Ashworth Leninger Group, continuing industrial pretreatment support service in an amount not to exceed $47,356. And this is for our wastewater plant and our water plant. And so what we're doing there is we use them as a support group for different services that are required that we need technical assistance on. So we did that. We approved an agreement between the city and Cal OES, or Cal Office of Emergency Services, the state of California, to receive one Type 1 fire engine with equipment. We approved travel for staff to pick up that engine and deliver to Brawley, and to execute the Cal OES apparatus loan agreement. This would be an engine that's on loan to us. We have some aging fire engines, and this will help us through the transitional period with that engine. That would be used only if one of the other engines go down. We also, as you know, have another type engine, I think it's type 6 or something like that, engine that's coming into town that's used kind of as an off-road type vehicle. And it's a smaller vehicle, and it will be used to respond to emergencies both here and outside of our county. We approved a sole source purchase of a Hearst battery-powered extraction tool in the amount of $41,278. And that's to be utilized as and known as the jaws of life, as some people are familiar with the hydraulic extraction equipment that we utilize by the fire department. And it's to get, to pull people out of damaged vehicles, those types of things. And it's known as the jaws of life. And so we're buying some battery-powered that type of equipment, because that's the wave of the future. The battery power, right now we have to carry generators and all that stuff with us. In this case, it's a self-contained unit, and it's very handy and very good, and probably will expedite pulling people or victims out of troublesome situations. And so we did approve that. We had a report of the City of Brawley declaration of local emergency as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Things remain about the same in that area. We have a report that comes to us every meeting by our fire chief. There was nothing to report from closed session. It was a relatively short meeting, and we finished up our business around the 7:30 time frame. So with that, we're wishing you all a great day and a great week, and thank you very much.
KXO News Time, 7:42.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers are here for you. Lube, oil, and filter change, alignments, brakes, batteries, tune-ups, and so much more. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. And now, Quick Lane has 3 locations in the Valley. In the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, at El Centro Motors, and now at the Imperial Valley Mall. Quick Lane, ready to serve.
In other local news, El Centro Police has warnings for parents. They have been posting the warnings on social media. This Halloween, be aware of any candy in colored pill form. They say fentanyl is being disguised as rainbow candy that come in different sizes and colors. Fentanyl is probably the most lethal narcotic on the streets today. And believe it or not, listen closely, it's almost time to start voting. Here's more on that story.
The general election is November 8th. Vote by mail ballots start going out on October 10th. Once the ballots are received, ballots can be cast whenever you are ready. A deadline to return the ballots is Election Day. To be prepared, a list of candidates and all the information related to the elections is available at the website elections.imperialcounty.org. Once your ballot is sent in, voter status can be checked at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov. For Kxo Local News, I'm George Gale.
And that concludes this edition of Local News. Stay with us for Page 2.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations in the Valley. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Napa Know-How. Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. The theft of catalytic converters from cars is on the rise. Luckily, many states are devising a simple plan to help decrease the number of thefts. In Colorado, for example, AAA is offering stickers with QR codes and VIN numbers that you can apply to your converter, making them easily traceable for law enforcement. With nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and over 17,000 Napa Auto Care centers, Napa is the fuel that helps drivers like you get up and go.
Music Memories brought to you by Boot Bar. The Judds were one of the most successful country music duos in history. Winona discusses how it's going to feel touring without the second half of that duo, her mom, Naomi, who passed away.
I think it's important to do it, if that makes sense. I feel like I have my marching orders. I want to come out on stage and sing from my toenails a song that helps someone.
Boot Bar strives to offer a piece of the American spirit. Boot Bar, proud supporters of the West.
Page 2 of the local news is brought to you by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991.
Continuing with more local news, the Narcotics Task Force special agents make an arrest. Here's more on that story.
It was a result of a September investigation. Imperial County Narcotics Task Force special agents conducted the investigation. It resulted in the arrest of an individual. That person was found to be in possession of over 170 grams of fentanyl in pill form. The pills were in various colors: white, blue, pink, yellow, tan, and green. NTF advises anyone who comes across any suspicious pills not to handle them and instead contact their local law enforcement agency. For Kxo Local News, I'm George Gale.
National Coffee with a Cop. It is scheduled for today. El Centro Police Department is participating. The police department will host Coffee with a Cop from 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. at the Starbucks on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. El Centro police officers and dispatchers will be on hand to meet the community and enjoy a conversation over a cup of coffee.
I wonder if Brindley will be there.
Bringley?
Brindley.
Oh, yeah,
their new puppy.
New dog. Yeah, the new dog. I don't know. Good question. We'll have to check that out. This is an opportunity for the community to meet their police officers and dispatchers and police dogs and ask questions or express your concerns, all in a cordial atmosphere. Sheriff's deputies will participate as well in Coffee with a Cop at the Hopeville Civic Center at 8 a.m., in Winter Haven at San Pasqual High School at 8 a.m., Heber Post Office at 8 a.m., Salton City Senior Center at 2:30 p.m., and at the Nyland Substation at 9 a.m. El Centro Fire Department celebrates coming up this weekend with an open house. Here's more on that story.
The El Centro Fire Department is hosting the open house. It'll be held October 8th at the El Centro Fire Station number 3 and First Responders Park at 1910 North Waterman in El Centro. From 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., there will be demonstrations, static displays, Safety City, handouts, and a visit from Sparky. Everyone, especially the kids, are encouraged to attend. For Kxo Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
The food insecurity rate for Imperial Valley is estimated at 17% for all residents. Tragically, it soars to 33% for our children. Imagine 1 of every 3 children are challenged by hunger. The Imperial Valley Food Bank is striving to end hunger in the valley. When kids have nutritious food to eat, they learn more in school, are sick less often, crime declines, and the cycle of poverty can end. This is John Leveda asking you to support the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says a weak upper low takes shape and becomes centered over the northern Gulf of California, and that may mean a day or two where the Imperial and Yuma valleys see a chance for a thunderstorm by the end of the week. High temperatures will remain near average before a modest cooling trend Friday and Saturday. 99 our high yesterday, 75 the overnight low. Sunny today with a high near 100. Light wind becoming east about 5 miles an hour this afternoon. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 75. Southeast wind about 5 miles an hour. Thursday will be sunny with a high near 99. Southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, then becoming calm. 80 degrees downtown, 74% relative humidity. That's down a bit. Wind out of the south-southeast, 5 to 7 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank. Fighting hunger at Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
I'm Dr. Raul Ruiz, and I approve this message. I grew up in Coachella, where my first home was a trailer. My parents were farm workers, and they worked hard so we could have a better life. I wanted to serve the community, so I became a doctor, started free clinics to make sure families had health care, and mentored young people who also dreamed of serving their communities. I ran for Congress to stand up for families like yours here in the Imperial Valley.
As a doctor and a congressman, Raul Ruiz has always stayed true to the values he grew up with, dedicating himself to making life better for working families. He understands your hopes and dreams because he shares those same hopes and dreams. Economic opportunity, a decent place to live, and a better future for our children.
Whether fixing our immigration system or fighting for jobs, affordable health care, and housing, I would be honored to work for you.
Dr. Raul Ruiz, he's one of us.
Please remember to vote by November 8th, by mail or in person.
And it's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Well, the Judge did it, Aaron Judge. It is 62nd home run, setting the American League single-season record. Yeah, well, he did it in more games than Roger Maris or Babe Ruth did, but hey, what the heck. And seems as though Corey Humans, hit the jackpot. Humans made the catch of a lifetime last night, snagging the 62nd home run off the bat of Aaron Judge. Humans says, not sure what he's going to do with that record-setting home run. Major League Baseball, well, it was Game 1 of the doubleheader. The Yankees won 5-4. The Yankees lost the nightcap 3-2. Meanwhile, the Mets topped the Nationals 4-2. It was the Mets shutting out the Nationals 8-0 in Game 2. Guardians topped the Royals 5-3. Mariners dumped the Tigers 7-6 in 10 innings. Another 10-inning game. The Cardinals outlasted the Pirates 8-7. Braves nipped the Marlins 2-1. Reds edged the Cubs 3-2. Red Sox shut out the Rays 6-0. Brewers beat the Diamondbacks 3-0. Astros beat up on the Phillies 10-0. White Sox topped the Twins 8-3. Athletics over the Angels 2-1 in 10. It was the Rockies rolling over the Dodgers 5-2, and the Padres beat the Giants 6-2. Blue Jays Orioles postponed. We'll tell you where Major League Baseball is heading after this.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer services, visit pmhd.org today.
Friday, Major League Baseball wild card games. It'll be Seattle at Toronto, Tampa Bay at Cleveland, Philadelphia at St. Louis, and San Diego journeys to the Big Apple. They will meet the Mets. On Saturday, it'll be Seattle and Toronto, Tampa Bay at Cleveland, Philadelphia at St. Louis, and the Padres at the Mets. Again, as Toronto, Cleveland, New York, and St. Louis will all host the 3-game wild card playoffs. Thursday night football coming up tomorrow night. It'll be the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. We've got games starting at 4:30. Also tomorrow night, Mickey Dale, George Grijalva. They've got the Imperial Tigers and the Holtville Vikings. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and that's free. You can subscribe. By the way, Thursday night football, it's free on AM 1230 KXO. That's it for Sports Time, brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers.
Thank you for choosing Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. In today's highly competitive business climate, your company's image is important. The printed materials your company uses conveys a major part of that image. Our graphic designers have the talent and expertise to create a lasting impression for your business. Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers virtually any type of business solution to meet your needs, from business cards and stationery to computer forms, full-color brochures, and posters. Let our excellent service and attention to detail provide the best impression for you. Locally owned and operated, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. Get ready to pay even more at the pump. A key panel has recommended OPEC Plus cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day. Yeah, it's going to come out of your pocket, and it's certainly going to help Russia as they export their oil. Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian has agreed to pay $1.26 million to the Securities and Exchange Commission to settle civil charges after she touted a crypto asset, Ethereum Max, on Instagram. The SEC said Kardashian did not disclose that she was paid $250,000 to publish her Instagram post. In addition to paying the fine, she agreed to cooperate with the SEC's ongoing investigation. And America's national debt has climbed north of $31 trillion for the first time, a milestone that comes at a time of historically high inflation, rising interest rates, and growing economic uncertainty. The nation's total public debt outstanding closed at $31.1 trillion yesterday, according to Treasury Department data published. What's happening on the big board? Well, after 2 days of incredible gains, we've slipped back into red. The Dow off 415 points at 29,901. The S&P 500 off 64 at 3726. The NASDAQ down 251 points at 10,925. Gold off 13.80 an ounce. Oil up 92 cents a barrel.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
It will be sunny today with a high near 100. Light wind becoming east about 5 miles an hour this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 75. Southeast wind about 5 miles an hour. Thursday, sunny with a high near 99. Southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, then becoming calm. Right now, we're sitting at 81 degrees, 74% relative humidity. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. The wind out of the south-southeast, 5 to 7 miles an hour. Financial news and the weather brought to you this morning by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal. You'll find them at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. CBS News coming up. After that, we'll be back with more of the best oldies on the radio on AM 1230 KXO.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
They have great weekday specials.
I like the friendly environment, the friendly staff, the cold beer, and the best weeks in town.
Burgers and Beer. What I like about Burgers and Beer, the menu. Everything on the menu is great. I'm working my way through the menu. My favorite thing right now is the grilled tuna chipotle sandwich. That's what I had yesterday, and it was delicious.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230 KXO.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Biden is on his way to Florida to check on damage from Hurricane Ian as a federal disaster declaration's been extended an additional 30 days. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
He's going to take a helicopter tour. Then he's going to meet with federal, state, and local officials, basically get a briefing about what the recovery efforts look like right now, what lies in store for this area. That's where he'll meet with the governor, Ron DeSantis, this highly anticipated meeting between two men who have not always seen eye to eye. Then he's going to meet with residents and business owners and talk to them about what they've been experiencing.
On Florida's East Coast, a space launch is set for about an hour from now.
That's what it sounded like as the NASA SpaceX Dragon crew headed to the launch pad for Dragon's 8th piloted flight, the 6th for NASA. It's something that pilot Josh Cassidy says shows maturity of the program.
It is less of a developmental flight test program at this point and more of an operational setting.
Cassidy is a space rookie, so are Dragon Commander Nicole Mann and Russia's Anna Kikina, who becomes the first cosmonaut to fly a U.S. spacecraft in 20 years. Japan's Koichi Wakata is making his 5th flight. This is his 3rd space station mission. Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
Alec Baldwin says a settlement's been reached with the family of the cinematographer shot and killed on the set of the film Rust last year. CBS's Scott McFarland tells us former President Trump's pushing to get the Supreme Court to intervene in the legal battle over classified documents.
They're asking the Supreme Court to allow that outside legal expert, that special master, to review documents marked classified. Could also allow Trump's lawyers, though, to review those documents as it prepares to mount a defense. The bottom line, this request prolongs the legal battle.
In a bid to prop up prices, OPEC leaders have just agreed to cut oil output. Brittany Griner's wife says she's terrified about what might happen. The WNBA star is imprisoned in Russia. There's been no public movement on any possible prison swap. Sherelle Griner spoke with CBS's Gale King.
Do we get her back? Do I ever get to see my wife again? Like, what happens here? The fact that
everything's so unprecedented and everything's like changeable.
New York Yankees slugger Aaron Judge expressed gratitude after hitting his 62nd home run of the season last night, a new American League record.
I was thinking of my wife, thinking of my family, my teammates, just the fans, the constant support I've gotten through this whole process, through this whole year.
Checking Wall Street right now, a little profit taking. The Dow is down 391 points, the S&P down 59. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
On this day in history, the first of many hit singles from the Beatles.
The Beatles debuted their very first single, Love Me Do, 60 years ago today in 1962. It was written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, who was just a teenager when he first started scribbling the lyrics in the late 50s. The Beatles ended up recording 3 different versions of Love Me Do over the years, each with a different drummer. The original featured Pete Best. The song only reached number 17 on the UK charts, but it peaked at number 1 here in the U.S. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Big day that was. The first Bond film, Dr. No, also premiered in Britain on this date 60 years ago. A court filing from Angelina Jolie alleges that on a 2016 private flight, Brad Pitt grabbed her by the head and shook her and choked one of their kids and hit another when they tried to defend her. A representative for Pitt denies it. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
He's a radio announcer here, isn't he?
AM 1230.
Yeah, that's right. Have you heard his morning show, Wake Up with Phlegm?
KXO.